Hi everyone, welcome to the Movieception Show. My name is Fariba, and today we just got the first trailer for the live action Avatar The Last Airbender, the version from Netflix, of course. And let's just say that when it comes to the show itself, it definitely has, a lot of deep memories for me because it was basically a good chunk of my childhood right there. Like, I remember watching Nickelodeon when I was a kid, and Avatar would always play on the screen. So, like, the fact that we're about to get like a live action version from Netflix, like, I'm super excited to see it. Of course, like, that is not to say that, going into the show that, a lot of people are going to be bringing up the whole M. Night Shyamalan version, of course, from so long ago. It was like 13 years ago, the one that really kind of soured our, our memories about Avatar The Last Airbender, because let's be honest, one of the great things about Avatar is just how amazing the world building is, the characters, the fact that we got some really cool fight sequences, the way that they really kind of, undergone this whole redemption arc for Zuko. Like, that is all our memories for it. Of course, like, there's a lot of newfound success for the show when it ended up on Netflix about a couple of years ago. I had watched it myself and rewatched all the episodes, all 3 seasons, and it's just like the memories that, that are coming back to me just watching Avatar. It's just like, I mean, I'm super excited to see the show, and now we got the first trailer for it. So yeah, I think without further ado, let's get right down into the first trailer for Avatar The Last Airbender.
Time is a funny thing. The past.
Oh my god.
The future.
Oh my god, the visuals.
It all gets mixed up.
No freaking way. Oh my god, Zuko. Oh my god.
There's only one way to keep it straight.
Sokka's girlfriend. That's beautiful. Oh my god.
Always remember who you are.
Hey. Oh, whoa. Oh shit. Oh my god, Papa. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. So that was the trailer for Avatar The Last Airbender, the live action, and I cannot even tell you how speechless I am right now. I'm literally like drowning in tears right now just because that was absolutely beautiful. Oh my god, like I don't even know what to say. I'm trying to like kind of contain myself right now just because that was just absolutely beautiful. And I mean, you can tell. Just let me start over, because I feel like there's just so much to kind of dive into. First, let's talk about the visuals in this, because wow, the worlds, the nations that we get to see here, it's absolutely like seeing a carbon copy of those worlds that we see from the animated version be replicated here in this live action, and the live action looks absolutely gorgeous. Like, holy crap, the visuals in this, like, the visuals itself makes you want to cry. Like, wow. Like, I can't even tell you how absolutely spectacular this is. Like, I mean, who would have thought, like, this could have been the 2010 version that we could have gotten, and somehow that was a huge mess. And this Netflix version that we're getting here absolutely nailed the world building, and that's just like the tip of the iceberg right there. Because wow, in terms of the characters, just getting the aura of characters like Zuko, Katara, Sokka, and Aang, I mean, you can really, like, even though we don't get to see a bit of their personalities too much, you can get the gist of, like, how serious the situation is. One of the things that really surprised me is how very, authentic the whole setting feels. Like, you can hear the music, just like the way that the music is blasting. Like, you can hear a little bit of that Asian influenced music playing in the background. And it's just like, wow, like, the more you hear it, the more you gain the goosebumps on your arms. And it's just like, wow, like, I have to say, like, applause to Netflix, because they've redeemed Avatar. We had such a huge fear of having a live action version after the M. Night Shyamalan, the catastrophe that we got 13 years ago. And here it is. We have this new live action version that really truly is dedicated and faithful to the original source. I mean, just wow. I cannot even tell you how absolutely, like, it's hard to even describe my reaction, because wow, like, the way that you watch this trailer, like, I was expecting, like, some sort of missteps. I was expecting something where, like, there could be something going wrong. I mean, that is not to say that, and, leading up to this, series, that we haven't had, like, in terms of, like, leading up to it, like, we've gotten a couple of teases, sneak peeks, we've gotten images back in the summer, and so far everything was going right. But, like, there's always going to be some sort of fluster somewhere here and there, but I have not seen anything in this trailer that, would suggest anything of that. Like, I feel like this trailer really nailed everything. Now, of course, like, the trailer itself, it doesn't go too deep into, like, the actual storytelling or anything like that. It doesn't give a tease of it all. It's mostly just, allowing all of us to revisit the world that is the Avatar world, Aang's world, the four nations, where, we have all these four elements, and tackling the fact that, there is this Avatar. And we know for a fact that, if you've seen the series, of course, that, the Fire Nation is basically wreaking havoc on the other all the other nations for the power and all that sort of stuff. We all know that. But even with that being the case, just the trailer itself, like, it really got me to kind of just be, it got me revisiting the world of Avatar, the world that I love, the one that I enjoyed watching when I was a kid. And this trailer did justice and showing just the beauty and the spectacle of what was truly kind of the best storytelling that we got from Avatar. Like, I mean, 3 seasons of Avatar right there, So I have to say, applause to, I'm applauding Netflix for getting this right. Like, I mean, just wow. Like, I mean, and can we just talk about Appa? Like, you can really screw up Appa and his visuals in any way possible. Because, I mean, Appa is not, because his kind is not something that you can just, use some, animals to use to kind of create the visuals. No, like, I mean, he is a original, sort of species in this original world that is, Avatar. Like, this could have been a huge mess up. Heck, they could have messed up Momo. And let me just say, when we got that end right there, when we see Momo flying and carrying, Katara, Sokka, and Aang, it's just like, I absolutely just lost it right there. I was just like, like, they got everything right. They checked mark everything right. Like, I mean, wow, absolutely amazing. Like, I can't even tell you. Like, I'm that speechless right now. I guess the only thing I have questions about, because, again, this is just like, I guess you can say this is like a teaser trailer. It doesn't really go too deep into the storytelling. But I think the one question, of course, is going to be kind of the Avatar himself, Aang. So we do see him in this trailer, of course. We see him, manifesting his airbending, abilities. And we don't see him. I don't know if there was any moments where he's training with the, other elements, because, he has Katara. He has to, I don't know if Toph is in here. I'm gonna assume she's not in this season. Maybe she is. I don't know. I can't remember the casting, but because they do end up going to one of the earthbending cities. So, but we know for a fact that he's, going to be training to become a bit more proficient. We could have that mastery with the other 3 elements, because he is the Avatar, of course, right? He needs to master all 4 elements, become this Avatar, and defeat, this powerful Fire Nation that's been wreaking havoc on, the 4 nations. So we know all of that, of course. Now, when you look at this trailer, of course, because of the fact that it is so, like, focused and concentrated on the world building and trying to give a sense of the four elements and the setting of it all and the essence. Like, we only get to see snippets of Aang and kind of his adventures here and there, but we don't really get to see a bit of Aang of who he is himself. So that will probably be the only question I have, is like, okay, so we know from the, original Netflix version that even though the fact that he is the Avatar, right? He's someone who's very energetic, very lively, very spirited. He loves to have fun. He's very adventurous, like that's one of the reasons why we love this character, because he is someone who doesn't always take everything too seriously. And yeah, there are times where he has to really kind of be focused on any sort of mission or any sort of task that it comes into play. But for the most part, Aang has been someone who's very spirited. From the trailers here, I don't get that kind of vibe from him, or at least not immediately. So I don't know if they're gonna take a different approach to that. That'll be kind of my big question there, is like, are we gonna have the original Aang that we, in terms of his personality that we got from the original version, or are we gonna go straight up kind of taking a more serious approach with Aang? Like, is this gonna be one of the changes? So that's probably the main question I have, like, how they're gonna really kind of play off Aang, because he is the main character. He is the one who we've been following his journey. And I mean, based on this trailer, like, we don't get any sense of, like, of this hi-fi, bombastic, energetic energy. Like, everything is just very, serious. Like, it's green serious, right? So, that's all we really get. Like, we got the sense of the high stakes of it all, but we just haven't really learned much about the character, or at least this version of the character. So that's probably gonna be something that maybe we'll learn more about when we get the second trailer, hopefully. Kind of surprised that the actual show is coming out in February, which means it's very close. It's about 4 months away. So there isn't a lot of time for the show, of course. Like, I mean, I would imagine that there might be one more trailer in between now and February. So I'm going to assume maybe by like early January, we're probably going to get another trailer. And maybe that's where we're going to get a little bit of the storytelling, more of those like specific details, like the characters and their journey and all that sort of stuff, which, I mean, again, we kind of already know it, but it'd be nice to kind of see how, Netflix is kind of executing this. But yeah, I mean, for all we know, Netflix could be 2 for 2 at this point, because, I mean, when we look at Avatar: The Last Airbender, we're obviously going to be comparing it to One Piece, because not too long ago, Netflix had streamed One Piece on their platform, and in a similar kind of, background, where, like, just as, Avatar is based upon this original, animated series, that One Piece is also based on a manga series, and I mean, even that one is far more, heavy in its material. And at least with One Piece, right, like, that show could have gone wrong in any way, and for the most part, everyone really loved it. Like, everyone thought it really did a good job of faithfully capturing the original source. And so, of course, that one's getting a season 2. So, that was a huge win for Netflix right there. And if Netflix can replicate that same success with Avatar by just, performing the same, tasks that they did with One Piece, following this main source, making sure that, you do the research and, putting in the effort into actually capturing this essence of this world that so many of us had grown up with, following, for all we know, this could be a second win for Netflix right here. I mean, so far, Netflix is already on a high right here when it comes to adapting animated series, beloved animated series, just mind you. And if they can do that with One Piece, and the fact that we got this really promising, not even just promising, but very fantastic trailer we got for Avatar: The Last Airbender, oh my god, I am super, super, super hyped. I will be watching the series for sure when it comes out in February. I'll be very curious to kind of see kind of where the changes are, of course. But wow, that trailer so far, I mean, just the first look of Avatar and just the world of it all. So far, Netflix is already on the right track. So I'm super excited to see Avatar: The Last Airbender. I mean, the trailer really sold it. I mean, it really, really sold it. There's just no denying it. I don't think there was any misses here whatsoever. I can't wait to see the second trailer to get a better idea of the kind of how they're executing a lot of the more specific things. But having said that, so what are your thoughts having now watched this trailer for Avatar The Last Airbender, the live action version? What do you like? Have you seen the show before? Like, have you seen the original series? And if so, did you watch it during like the actual run when you're probably like a kid like me or something like that? Or did you watch it later when it became available on Netflix? What are your thoughts on having seen this trailer? Like, I mean, it's clearly a huge improvement. Like, I mean, not even just a huge improvement, but a massive improvement from the M. Night Shyamalan version. So what are your thoughts having now seen that? Like, I mean, this could have been our movie right here, but we didn't. But what are your thoughts having now seen kind of the first look of it all, the Fire Nation, all the four nations, the characters, Aang, Sokka, Katara, Zuko, Uncle Iroh looks amazing. What are your thoughts about, kind of the execution right there? What do you think about the world building? I feel like for me, as I said before, I'm absolutely just wowed by how they managed to replicate the actual locations. But what are your thoughts about that? Like, are you just as speechless having seen the first visuals for that as I am? What are your thoughts about, just right now what we've seen so far? Like, do you think there's going to be a second huge hit for Netflix in the same manner that we got with One Piece? And other things, right? So, and what are your thoughts, right? Are you already sold with this series, having now seen this trailer? Are you going to hold it back a little bit to, keep your reservations a little bit so that way you're not, too disappointed if something were to go wrong? I mean, so far, nothing has gone wrong, but what do you think? Like, are you going to keep your reservations or are you basically sold? Do you think that this is going to be one of Netflix's best adaptations ever? Like, is that going to be the case here? What are your thoughts about the fact that we do see like, because of the aura of this trailer, like, are we going to get the same Aang from the actual original version, or are we expecting some changes? What are some changes that you think will probably happen as we get closer and closer to the release date? And let me know if you have any other thoughts, things I may have missed, maybe some visuals, maybe some snippets, maybe there's some things that I've missed that were actually some major changes that, maybe I didn't address. Let me know your thoughts down below and make sure to like and subscribe.